All right, so this is going to be my kind of building for sacred space and worship. So, what I was thinking is that you have an entrance, and the worship space is meant to start to facilitate a sense of awe. So, the main entrance here, and then you come into a foyer. Also, the main focus I have is on fellowship. So, the main body of the church. Who are they? The people. The people is the body of Christ. So the church is not just the building that we're in, we're just creating a sacred space for the church to worship. So what I was thinking is that you start to facilitate awe and start to facilitate this upward sense of worship when you come into the foyer. So the main focus is on fellowship. So there's areas where there's seating, multiple places where people can just sit, talk, catch up, fellowship. Again, it instills also, I was thinking maybe like an inside outside garden or something where people can start to walk through, start to, prepare their minds for a sense of what the service is going to be like, the worship involved. So the entrance, again, can express the main focus point of the church, like maybe a cross, something, maybe sacraments if the church is into placing a high emphasis on sacraments, baptism, or something like that. The cross, the Trinity, something that the church believes in could be started in the main foyer. We then walk into the main auditorium, which then I hate to say it, but cliche, the stage is in the front where people are seated around it. So I was thinking maybe an LBC type style where it's curved. It's kind of like the chapel. Or maybe just sections of seating where people can sit. The main thing is that it's removable chairs. The removable chairs then allow for the sense of different type of worship expression. You can have more room for if people want to kneel during worship, if people like to dance during worship. You can also rearrange the chairs. So if you wanted to do a small group type question and answer type style with the teaching, you can rearrange the chairs into small groups. You can totally get rid of the chairs if you wanted to do an active service for the worship service. Maybe make meals for the church and then send them out. The space you have is available if you remove the chairs. So that's the main thing again. So it's a fellowship type thing where you can remove chairs, rearrange the chairs to whatever type you need for the worship that you want. It's a modern building, so the acoustics again are going to be modernized where you can hear everyone and see everyone. So worship is a type of worship expression in itself, so you need it to sound good, you want it to look good. Based on the other senses though, you have smell. So I was thinking maybe you can do some incense diffusers throughout the whole sanctuary if you want to do that for the worship service. Sight is also a good thing to start instilling that sense of awe. So what I was thinking as well, you can start by, it's going to be a windowless box basically, but how you can create this sense of worship is by having fresh artwork every week, by changing the colors of the stage, by changing the color of the walls, hanging some curtains or hanging stuff. So art is another form of expression, of worship expression too. So you can have different people in the congregation display their art maybe in the foyer to start people thinking before they go into the worship space, preparing my mind and preparing my heart. And then you can come in and have this decorated space that is pleasing to the eye and gets that upward awe focus. So expressing creativity in art, I think, is also a good form of worship that we can also use. So yeah, this is my building. Kind of cliche, but also demonstrates how the main focus of the church as the fellowship and of the main body of Christ, that you can use that into designing your sacred space.